Perseverance. I feel like it's kind of a weird item pick to grab right there. Like, if he's making a Lincoln's, I dare say I would have liked an Ultimate Orb better.
Yeah.
It's probably not a Lincoln's, though, surely. Refresher? Maybe it's just a Refresher pickup. Maybe that's why he bought it. He's like, well, I have to buy Perseverance. There's a Blink Stun coming on XD.
Yeah, they're going to be able to stall him up, but he has his back turned. He's just too dangerous to fight at this point in time.
I think he's actually okay right now. They're actually keeping up with farm.
Yeah.
They have some cool items.
I mean, does a Lotus Harp have any good value here? No, not really.
Reflex, Silence, Shadow Strike, another Silence.
Yeah, I don't think there's just enough.
Hazel Goo, I guess. Yeah, it's not really good. I feel like it has to be a Refresher. I think they're just looking for... It's not a cheese win, obviously, because they've gotten here through good skill, but it's a bit of a cheesy strat. Drop the Reaper Scythe, refresh, and drop another Reaper Scythe. And you get it earlier because your Alchemist can farm it for you. I think that's what they're aiming for, because you're just screwed at that point. You can't buy back your heroes. You're dead for like 100 seconds or something insane.
Yeah, essentially turns like one pick off to a game ender, right? Because if they find one hero, remove him, and then they 5-man into your base, they're going to, force some sort of fight, 5 versus 4. You get another pick off there, boom.
Or Roche, or Towers, or all these different things. It's like, oh, you have a minute and a half to do whatever you want with your team. You get like 5-man wiped, and then you come back and you'd still have like 30 seconds left to do something. Like, it's so dangerous for CDEC this game to deal with. And they don't have that much survivability on Queen of Pain. No BKB, no Lincolns. He has to be really careful. I guess there isn't a lot of setup, though. It's pretty much down to Weehaw to find the initiation. The Blink stun with him, and the projectile speed on the stun is low. So it's either that, or Pylai Dai needs to be in a good position. But he's very underfarmed. He's basically been moving around trying to set things up. Doesn't have a Force, doesn't have a Blink. So I think that's the limiter to the Secret right here. They don't have very good catch, but they definitely have decent farm, and they have a lot better pressure on the map.
Weehaw actually has 3k on him. Is it worth going for another? Oh, jump over. They're going to be able to get Gardner here. Quick kill. There's the Agonins. And now the Bounty Hunter's down for 75 seconds. That is not the worst thing in the world for CDC. I mean, if anybody's going to get picked off, I feel like the Bounty Hunter is probably your best bet. You can't afford to lose your Earthshaker, and obviously you don't want to lose a core.
He was level 11. He's dead for 70 seconds. That's like a level 20 cooldown. That's one of the least fun things to play against. Being dead when you're trying to play Dota casually, it's like, why am I dead so long? Oh, that's right.
You alt tab, come back a minute later. Nope, still dead.
Still dead. Yeah. So, any new items on him? Wow, there's a very deep ward. I didn't even notice this one.
Oh, yeah.
When did they even get this?
I think that was a pickoff when they went for the Bane.
Okay.
That was a while ago.
Basher coming up next for Alchemist. I like the choice. That way he doesn't have to rely on Unstable Concoction hitting. He can just blink Abyssal.
Yeah, this will also eventually give another great source of damage. As you were saying earlier, the Alchemist isn't really a source for damage right now, like his right clicks, but once you complete that Abyssal Blade, it's such a gigantic upgrade.
Helps a lot, definitely. And he still has a lot of eggs to give. You could throw one on Bane, increases HP by 50%. You could throw one on Dazzle. There's a lot of space for Secret. It's only 37 minutes into this game. And as things continue, like, it's just so scary for CDC. If things go bad, they get Reaper Scythe, and then Secret has 70 seconds on the map.
Yeah, and this extends to, the game could go on for a full another hour, and the Necrophos is still a terrifying hero, just because it scales so well into the late game. You get more HP, it's more effective, and obviously, taking away a buyback. Plus so much the way the game goes.
They can accrue more Ags. They can buy Moon Shards. He's got so many ways he can go with this build.
Oh, yeah.
He can sell his Halberd. He can disassemble his Halberd. I don't know what to think of it. Sun's Mash is probably not better at this point. But there's so many ways his build can go. And supercharging his team can buy his team a lot of Sentry Wards.
Yeah, they could
just cover the whole map.
They could just sit back, farm to their heart's content if they really wanted to. CDC are definitely the team that's much more dependent. I mean, you just look at their heroes. They're not very farm-oriented. They're much more dependent on kills. So if Secret wanted to, they could just essentially corral CDC inside of their base and just wait out Roshan's.
And that's what they've been doing. Yeah. Like, go ahead, leave your base. We'll ult you, and then you can't do anything for a while, and we'll continue getting items and creating pressure. But I don't think they have to wait. They're going high ground. Tons of evasion on Alchemist. He's only got 2,000 HP, but there's the Blink Ward from Eternal Envy. He pops BKB.
Yeah, the BKB goes off. Eternal Envy turns around. Reaper Scythe 1 onto XZ. He does have the Refresher and has another Reaper Scythe ready to go. Weehaw actually coming forth. The BKB is going to wear out eventually on XZ. Get the stun on Weehaw. The Unstable Concoction blows himself up, but really Team Secret still have plenty of HP, and there's no way CDC can push out against that one. They still have the Aegis on Eternal Envy and another Reaper's Scythe. Really, all that was blown there was just the refresher. Yeah. The only thing that mattered.
Bit of a weird play from Envy there. He keeps anticipating more damage coming out of his team, but it's just a Bane Dazzle. Broodmother has some damage output, but it's not huge, and Weehaw also doesn't really have that many major damage items. So
yeah,
and he also can't even afford the mana unless he gets a kill with his first Reaper. Oh, he gets hexed here.
Yeah, this is going to be a great pickoff, especially if they can get it 2 times in a row. He's done once. Q, is he going to run into these supports? Blinks over to the side. Knows he needs to get some chains done. Actually goes for a pumpy. Locks Weehaw inside of the trees. Voice Staff gets him over, but he's already stunned himself. They're just going to right-click him down. A big meteor lands on his head. The HP regen. He's staying alive through all this one, but finally it goes down. A Reaper's Sight takes out Aggressive, but Eternal Envy, he's going to be hunted down by Shiki. Q's on top of him as well. Chain stun down Eternal Envy as best they can. Pops another BKB. Starts getting away. Shiki, we will go down to the Radiance, and now Q being chased away by Eternal Envy, who's still sitting at 900 HP. XD desperately trying to catch up to that big carry and see if he can take him out before Misery right-clicks him down. They need a little bit more. The Fisher takes him out. Gardner trying to get away, but turned into Spinal Link. Misery trying to get into the trees, hide himself from XD, but the Bristleback, he's like a bloodhound. He just knows where he's going. A smoke, but Pylon die. You're not getting away. XD is going to be able to catch up. No, he's sleeping. He TP's out. Wakes up, but there's no chance for the rest of the kill. CDC, they barely managed to win the fight, especially with that Aegis on Eternal Envy.
Oh, that gold change. That's 5,000 gold going to CDC.
What a turnaround.
There was 20,000 damage done in that fight. That was incredible. That was a top-tier team fight right there. That was amazing. I really feel like Envy's suffering a bit with his item build, though. Like, the Vit Booster never really provided him that much. He's really limited on mana. His armor is non-existent. He's got a Vlad's from an ally. That's it. At this point, he really needs something like a Shiva's Guard. Slow down the damage. Like, Bristle's actually doing really good damage now, and he's very hard to deal with. You can't just sleep him. Somebody will back him up.
Yeah, he's got to get that armor item. He's got to get that Shiva's, because we now have an AC that's about to be complete for the Bristleback. Even more minus armor. I mean, he's dipping into very dangerous negative armor territory when he's got the Desolator AC and all this goo on him as well. And CDC, for like the first time all game, actually feel a little bit of freedom in pushing out into the map.
There's still a lot of net worth coming out of Secret, but they're going to at least stabilize. Like, the net worth will stay about the same. The percentage-wise will change a little bit, but that fight gives CDC a lot of hope. They definitely have tons of patience. They'll sit in their base. They'll wait for those opportunities when Envy goes back to farm. And they took it, and they got a lot out of it.
Secret. I mean, you definitely saw that splitting up just opens these opportunities for CDC. Secret are actually staying as a sort of 4-man now, farming away their own jungle. Looks like they're going to go for the bottom lane push with that tier 3 tower down, but I doubt they actually want to push out the lane fully uphill. They're probably just going to wait on Roshan, which is potentially coming up in another minute and a half.
And the Abyssal Blade on Weehaw. He really needs that because he keeps not getting his stun off. I think he stunned himself twice in that fight. And the worst part was the initiation came before he activated his ultimate. So it got him to such a low percentage HP. He was like sitting at 400 or so as they focused him down. If he'd have gotten that off as the team fight started, his HP might have been at a big enough threshold where he stayed alive. So a lot of little mistakes in that team fight led to Secret just getting beaten barely. Misery did his best to try to hold things together, but it's still a Broodmother carry. It's not a hero that scales extremely well as a carry hero.
Team Secrets, they're actually all inside of the enemy jungle right now. CDC will all TP back, as they do seem to know. Team Secrets here. If they just run back to base, they would have been caught in some nasty team fight.
And they TP back, and he continues to farm. 2,300 gold for him. Necrophos pretty darn good at farming, but generally gets most of his gold from winning team fights. But he's fine with this. Continued Death Pulse. He's got lots of HP.
Yeah, Team Secret are definitely not in serious trouble just yet. Another bad team fight like that, you may see CDC take control of the map, but right now CDC are still eventually going to be corralled back in the same place they were 10 minutes ago, just with a lot more farm.
Not too many new items out of them. An Ultimate Orb and an Invoker. It looks like Bristol's finished his AC. He's got a Basher now as well. So he's really happy right now. This is basically the moment you want to be at as a Bristle. 3-4 major damage items. He's pretty equivalent to a carry in a lot of ways. He definitely does more damage than Alchemist at this point, so it just becomes really difficult for Secret to deal with this.
Yeah, and if he can get that Abyssal Blade before the next fight as well, then Bristleback really stands up. Like, I feel like that's the one opportunity where Weehawk is actually going to be able to stand up against the Bristle if he gets the, Abyssal Blade bash onto the Bristleback while he's facing him, and then just completely bashes him down with that increased attack speed from Chemical Rage. But otherwise, if you get the Abyssal Blade on the Bristleback, and that's completely altered.
Yeah, the game comes down to killing the supports, basically.
Yeah.
They have lots of disables. They're usually on pretty low cooldown. And if your cores stay alive and you kill their supports, it's very easy to end up dealing with their cores, assuming the BKB is not up. But once you outlive that BKB duration, if you're playing, if your Puppy or your Pili die or something like that, then it's basically over. You sleep the one guy that you don't want to deal with, you kill the other guy, and then you go 1-1. Basically what happened with CDC in the last fight. Really problematic for Alchemist, definitely. That's one hero that'll have issues with it. Bane as well. And I think Necrophos, if he doesn't get a kill, or if you drain most of his mana before he gets a kill, he's not going to have enough mana for his ultimate sometimes.
Right.
That could definitely really impact things.
Yeah, you have a huge mana pool as Necrophos, but level 3 Reaper Scythe is 500 mana.
Yeah.
It's an absurd cost.
It gets completely offset when you get the kill. Sadis was buffed recently to give you double the mana or something like that than it did before. It ends up giving you a huge amount of mana, but you have to get the kill to get that.
Yeah, it was a 50% increase.
Ooh.
Oh, nice pick off on the Bristleback. They're just able to run him down. The combination of Dazzle and Broodmother, that's an extra bit of security that allows the Brood to just man fight. And we may even see this build. This is the build that we've seen a couple times versus certain heroes like Axe. I think Bristleback is another example where you go for the spin webs and incapacitating bite, and you're basically doubling down on your kill power at level 6. But Puppy, yeah, he's going to be run down by XZ here. Fortunately, the slow is going to help out. Maybe Puppy can get enough distance. He's got a shell grave, so as long as he pops it at the right time here, this last quill will not finish him off, and they'll survive.
That was good. Really patient play from him there. He waited until the last one. The third quill, Misery might die. He's got 5 stacks.
Yeah, he's actually got Enchanted Mango if he wants to just try and throw it out there, but doesn't actually go for it. He will get away. Meanwhile, Alchemist, oh, look at that. Another bounty rune for him.
Every time you're getting a bounty, that's what you want. Nothing else matters. Fissura's going to block off Envy a little bit as he needs through the trees. He's got pretty high armor, and he's got a stick, so...
Yeah, he's even got that Mango just in case, and especially with the Death Pulse. I feel like that was such a big buff to the Necrophos because he was so bad in the laning phase that they buffed the Death Pulse from 75 to 125, considering that can be both a damage output as well as a heal. That's a very big turnaround.
It really hurt, or it helped his laning stage a lot before, like you said. It was just one of the worst skills ever, especially because you could only cast it like once or twice. So much better now, and both of these heroes can now heal, so they can basically, it's kind of similar to the Wisp strat yesterday. It was Wisp, Necrophos, with Bane. All those heroes can heal a lot. Weehawk's in trouble, though.
Yeah, he's going to be turning around. Unstable Concoction. Gardner's going to try and get away. Nice tornado to interrupt that one, and Shiki will just get one more right click before Wee is forced into the healing south. So,
and more damage from creeps as well. Shiki's in a bit of trouble here. He does have a Tango, and he's got 2 levels in Quas, so he's getting a lot of regen, but that's not to say that a support can't necessarily rotate here and set up the kill.
Yeah, especially with Wee still having enough mana for more Acid Spray.
And we have a lane rotation coming up. Misery TPing to the top lane. He doesn't yet have any spawn Spiderlings, but he can definitely trade hits on aggressive.
Yeah, the early pressure on aggressive, how do you really respond to this one? You just throw out a Shadow Strike, but that's really going to be offset by the level 2 spin webs that's going to keep him rather healthy. Misery's now going to go back for all the spawn Spiderlings. If he wants to match up against the Queen of Pain, that's obviously going to be the build.
And the other really good thing about this lane swap is that CDEC has already used a lot of their sentries in their lanes. So they're kind of protected now. He just shifts to the top lane, he'll transition his build. He's got the early items that he needs, but he's still strong.
We get a third bounty rune. This is so absurd. Pi has actually been sitting in the middle lane while Wee has been collecting those bounties.
4-minute power treads, bottle wand, full magic wand, by the way, and boots.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the CS difference, right? 17-3 compared to 21-10. But you look at the net worth, 3K compared to the almost 2K of Shiki. The power of the Alchemist.
Now, despite Alchemist's ability to gain insane amounts of gold, he does lack in a lot of other areas. He has low HP max. His stat gain is awful. His best stat gain is 1.8. And despite being a strength hero, so he definitely does need items to make up for that fact. And he's only really strong with his Chemical Rage up. When that's not up, His Disable is easily counterable. You can dodge it. You can silence Alchemist. He is a bit of a weak hero, so this gold doesn't mean everything.
So speaking of that, the weakness of the Alchemist and how you're so dependent on Chemical Rage, initiation is oftentimes a big factor against an Alchemist, and shutting him down with disables before he can get off that ultimate. Do you think that Orchid is the choice here with this safe lane Queen of Pain that Aggressive is playing, that you just really want to try and get that early silence out so you can threaten these heroes like the Necrophos and Alchemist?
I think it's pretty decent against the hero pool. A lot of them can save themselves or delay a gank. Bane, Dazzle, Necrolite, or Necrophos, they all want to be able to cast a spell to be strong. So I could see an Orchid coming out of either the Queen of Pain or the Invoker this game. And there's already a Sage's Mask on Invoker. Doesn't necessarily reveal anything because there's a million items you can build with that, but very likely it could be an Orchid on him as well.
Pi is going to cut across here. Do they actually have the damage to take out XZ? They're going to try and surround him with a big Shadow Wave. That's going to start him out already down to half HP. With a Brain Sap over the top, they could definitely get this kill as they have another Death Pulse coming up. XZ just puts himself in the trees, but he knows he's dead. Eternal Envy will get the benefit of that level 2 Sadist.
Yeah, that's really nice. It wasn't just about the extra gold, it's also about the big mana heal that he gets from that. So lane push continues. Crystal's still dead for 13 seconds, and they're going to do some tower damage.
Misery has his level 6, so he's going to be quite dangerous. Doesn't actually get his ultimate, just going back for the spawn Spiderlink so he can have it maxed out by level 7. Obviously makes a lot of sense. Very few times you're going to really see that ultimate being utilized when you hit 6 anyway.
We may be going the same build as Eternal Envy did. He's going for a fast medallion. It was the medallion into Solar Crest, which gives you a lot of farming potential and a lot of teamfight survivability for a low cost, which will then let you leverage that extra gold gain into eggs. So he may go the exact same build, but he might also just be sticking on an early medallion. We'll see what he does with it. But so far, it looks like it's going to be the same build that we saw yesterday.
Carter. He's really been struggling to find good openings here. He hasn't actually been able to contribute to a kill. The middle lane with the Alchemist, that's just not a hero you can really gank up effectively, I feel, as a bounty hunter. So he's just sort of been lost in the woods. And now I look at the stats.